Hello, how's everybody doing? Welcome back. My name is Vicki-Lynne. Thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I love doing these videos for everybody and to show everybody how easy and quick vegan food can be. This is Cooking Vegan with Vicki. And today I'm just going to do a very quick recipe. It is called, I call them apple blossoms. They are so simple and so easy. You just need a can of Crescent rolls and a container of apple pie filling. Now you can make your own apple pie. You can, if you have lots of apples, you can stew them down, put in your own spices, but this is supposed to be super simple. So let's just keep it super simple. But again, you know, there's a time and a place for everything, but let's just say that somebody's coming over for supper. You weren't really expecting them, pardon the slap, and what are you going to do? So here's a quick dessert that takes no time whatsoever. So we're going to take our crescent dough. Now I did notice when I went to buy crescent dough, I don't buy this very often, but when I did go to buy it, they actually have the sheets now. So, but always pay attention because I did notice that they had one that was butter, and that one obviously wouldn't be vegan, but the regular crescent rolls are vegan. They're accidentally vegan because they don't actually use butter. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide it in half, and then we're going to divide each other by half right where it's serrated for you. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. And then this one, oh, there it is. Okay. I know this one doesn't have one, but I think it's right there. And the great thing about this is that it doesn't have to be perfect. This is super simple. So you're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, but you can actually wait to do that because what we're going to do is we're going to pinch the seams together just to make sure it holds together because we're going to fill this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put them back in the fridge just to make sure that they chill up so that they bake really well. Okay, so we're going to take our crescent roll, and we're going to put them, we're going to drop it into a muffin tin. And let me just, that should work. So we're just going to try to get this in so that, and again, if that opens up, just push it back down. Okay, so we want to make sure that's all in. And we're going to do that with all of our, so just make sure you kind of stagger them so they're not all together. That one doesn't fit. Just trying to find an easier way to poke them down. And you kind of want to just fill the whole thing. So this we're going to pinch and roll. There we go. Do another one over here. Just kind of push them down just so that it's in. And again, doesn't have to be super neat either because this is all going to bake up and be delicious. So push in, and then just make sure it comes up to on the lip. That's what we want. Now we're going to just take our apple pie filling, and we're going to drop it in. Now, I also serve these with a beautiful caramel sauce, which I will share the recipe with. Not my recipe, but the recipe that I use. And then if you have any leftover apples, now obviously if you had more people you would make more, but if you have any leftover apples you can always just save them for your pancakes, which sounds delightful. I just want another kind of chunk of apple in here and that one. There we go. All right, so now they're all filled up nice. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pinch them together, but we're going to pinch opposites so that, oh, let's just try it this way. And then you're going to pull it over and you're going to pinch the sides so that everything stays in, and then you can put your thing down. So just do it any way that, you could do these without the pan, actually. Would probably be way easier, or at least the pinching part would be. I just like them to stay in the pan. So you're just going to pinch sides together. You're probably going to have some spillage, which is all right because it's going to be sugary goodness. And then this side over here, pinch it along the edge, and then just, the way it's supposed to go is up like this, but sometimes it just doesn't work the way you want it to work. So you know what? If you've learned anything from my channel, it's always plan B. Just figure it out till it works for you. This one just won't close now. I think I have too much filling in it, but that's okay. All right, so they're all looking a little different. Best laid plans, as they say. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle them with a little bit of cinnamon sugar. This one is just not going to. This one's going to be a mess. Okay, so hopefully once it chills, it'll be fine. So what I'm going to do is we're going to make a cinnamon sugar. So to make that cinnamon sugar, guess what? We use cinnamon. We use sugar. Can't make it any easier. So we're just going to add the cinnamon and the sugar together. And we just want the cinnamon sugar on top just to kind of give it a nice little crust. All right, so 2 teaspoons of sugar, probably a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of cinnamon. And we're just going to lightly spread this all over. Okay. So now we're going to throw this, or we're going to put this in the fridge and we're going to chill it. And we want to re-chill it just so that it will set up. And then when we cook it, we'll cook it at 30 minutes for probably 15 minutes. And again, just take a look at it. Once we get them cooked, I'll let you know exactly how long that went in for. But you just want everything to be cooked in brown. Now it is fall time. And I'm making a caramel sauce because this is the time that we all have so many extra apples going around. And this caramel sauce works great on any kind of thing, but I make these apple blossoms that are to die for. And the recipe is coming. I will link it above, or it'll be attached to this. So I just want to make a really quick caramel sauce. Now this recipe is not mine. This is from Nora Cooks. And if you are not subscribed to her blog or her channel, you definitely need to be. Her recipes are amazing. So what we're going to do, and again, this is like one of the easiest recipes that I found. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 cup of coconut cream. So you can either do this 2 ways. I got this one actually on Thrive Market, and this is actually the coconut cream, the extra thick. So you can either get this one, or you can take full fat coconut milk. Just want to make sure that I stir it a little bit. And you can just take off, put it in the fridge, and then just take off the thick, I don't know how to say it, solid, sorry, that's the word, solid, cream, and use that. And we're going to use 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. I'm actually using coconut sugar because I just find it adds a little bit more of a caramelly taste. And again, If you have brown sugar, use brown sugar. If you have coconut sugar, use coconut sugar. I just kind of like the flavor that the coconut sugar gives. So we're just going to mix that in. And we're going to put our stove on medium high to start. We want to bring this up to a boil. And this is a super quick recipe. And now to this, we're going to add either 1 tablespoon of cornstarch or 1 tablespoon of, I'm using arrowroot flour or arrowroot starch. And it's just whatever you have. Those are pretty interchangeable. And so we're just going to stir this, get rid of all the lumps, and we're just going to let that all melt together. All right, so we're just bringing it to a boil, and it's going to boil up. It's going to get a little foamy. We're just going to keep stirring it. We're just going to lower it down, simmer it for about 5 minutes. So our sauce is all done. And now comes the favorite part, besides tasting. It's the pour. Let me make sure I can get this so everybody can see how beautiful this caramel sauce is. And that took 5 minutes. So you can use it right away while it's hot, or you can let it cool. Just store it in a glass container. And when you go to reuse it, just give it a good stir. I hope you give this recipe a try, and my apple blossoms are coming soon to go with this great sauce.